The Indigo disc was the second part of the hidden treasure of Area Zero, the one where we took part in tougher battles in the Blueberry Academy and where we finally found Terapagos deep down in the Area Zero underdepths. It was also when we took some decoration liberties in the League Club room and saw a pretty interesting thing. So hey, I'm not so a strainer, and is that Black City and the White Forest? Let's get into it. Before we begin, I want to thank my YouTube member Dash Plays and my Twitch subscribers Anubis here, Redsamnegi, Zanes222, Nightshades and Lazarix. Thank you so much for going the extra mile and helping make my content possible. And now, onto the video. Pokémon Black, Pokémon White and the sequels as well are interesting takes on Pokémon in many senses. But one of the most interesting ones is how both games actually do have a different time period feeling to them in certain parts depending on the version you're playing. In fact, if you think about it, even the legendaries kinda imply it, since Zekrom is electric type, a type of energy associated with modern times, and Reshiram is fire type, a type of energy associated with older times. Despite this legendary part, it's the locations that show you that things are not 100% the same in these games, to the point where you have to question what even is going on. Unlike liking this video and subscribing to the channel, of course, you shouldn't question that. Opelucid City, known as Time's Dividing Line, is present with a very futuristic design in Pokémon Black and a more traditional one in Pokémon White. This is even showcased in the music itself. There are even hints of there being knowledge about the other's existence, with the charged guy mentioning an Opelucid City that looks old-timey in Pokémon Black and futuristic Opelucid City in Pokémon White. But that's just the design of a city, it still exists in both games, just with a different coat of paint. Unlike the White Forest and the Black City, which only exist in White and White 2 or Black and Black 2 respectively. As their names indicate, the White Forest is a place where nature and Pokémon rule, while the Black City is a place that is modern and technologically advanced. And they are in the exact same place, just in different timelines. And so, things get very strange when in the Blueberry Academy, you find a painting or a poster with both of them depicted at the same time. At first, this might seem unexplainable, until you remember or learn about a very interesting thing in Gen 5, the Entralink. It is right in the middle of Unova, kinda like the Great Crater of Paldea, and it is a place where the line between worlds is basically non-existent. There you can access other worlds, other Unovas, and even explore them in black and white, like actual black and white, grayscale coloring. This includes visiting other players' black cities or white forests, even if they don't exist in your game. As with many other strange things about Pokémon, this never really got explained and became just a quirky thing that Gen 5 had. A thing that many people didn't experience because they didn't know anyone or just didn't understand how the whole thing worked. But nowadays we look at Pokémon multiverse traveling as a completely different thing. We had auras opening up the doors to this with the Delta episode, ultra wormholes in Gen 7, which kinda also happened in the Crown Tundra, we just never saw them. And Scarlet and Violet, well, this game is all about timelines in the multiverse with Terapagos. Oh, and we can forget that it is also connected to Unova. We went back to the Gen 5 region in these games with Terra Energy, the energy capable of connecting different timelines, also making an appearance there. Not only that, the person that is the craziest about this legendary turtle and its powers, Briar, is established there and not in Paldea. We know that she was denied entry to the Great Crater of Paldea for a long time, but eventually she got it, and nothing was stopping her from living in Paldea or Kitakami in the first place, closer to the crystals that she so much desired to research. But what did she do instead? She convinced Serrano to just build her a little Paldea, a little crater in the terrarium. But what was she doing in Unova in the first place? Well, considering that we know that there are more places where Terra Energy is found, since Carmine tells us that she has been traveling with Briar looking for those, I think actual mainland Unova might be one of them. I have talked about this crystal here, mined in the Unova region, and how similar it looks to a Terra crystal, but the Entralink itself does what Terapagos can do, and it seems to do it consistently and without any major issues. Maybe it was the Paldean Emperor's expeditions, or maybe it was the Area Zero expedition, maybe it was the professor's research, or the thing that hit that place and made the crater in the first place, almost exposing the Area Zero underdepths, or maybe, and even more likely, a combination of everything. But something happened that disturbed Terapagos. It made its power grow to the point where the crater could not contain it. But in Unova, with the Entralink, it can be something as simple as that, or as Kitakami, where the crystal started to grow. It has to be something less unstable. It has to be something more dormant. It has to be a second Terapagos. While it is theorized that other Terapagos went extinct with tectonic shifts, it wouldn't be the first time that Pokemon thought extinct showed up again. We do have a sweet stuff going on right now despite never laying eyes on them before Legends Arceus. The undisturbed power of a second Terapagos buried deep down in Unova contained its crystals down in the depths, and the fact that there hasn't been any exploration there means that nothing has been allowed to disturb the Pokemon. I mean, Terapagos or not, the Entralink should be studied, and still, it is kept as a mostly natural place. This is why Briar created an artificial Paldea as she waited for the chance to actually visit a real one. And it might be the reason why Gita tells us that she has business with the Unovan League. There's absolutely no mention anywhere that they're connected, although every league could technically be. But the Paldean League is so different from others with its exam type of approach that it just feels disconnected from all the rest. The other big thing Gita has is the knowledge of what's going on down there in the Great Crater of Paldea, and she even tells us that she hid some things from Briar, which would imply that the Unovan League could also have some knowledge when it comes to the Entralink and its origins. Or maybe they don't have any knowledge but actually theories, and Gita might be trying to check what they know, especially with Briar's research in the Blueberry Academy. And that might be why in the club room she tells us that she's worried that we turn on the Paldean League and go to Unova. Not because we're strong and a champion, but because we know way too much. And that is all I have for you today. A second Terapagos might be down there in Unova and be the explanation for the Entralink. But what about you? How do you explain that thing? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. Also, you can become a channel member or check out my merch in order to further support the channel. I'd be forever thankful for that. You can follow me on social media or check out one of my streams here on Twitch. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.